O'Connor will be trying to link up in the centres with the new buy Kevin Iro. Cliffy Lyons at 5'8", trying to get them all started. Ridge at fullback, Lydiard, Iro, O'Connor, Stokes, Lyons, Toovey. The forwards Hasler, Cunningham, Jones, Roberts, Dunford, Bella. The coaches Graham Lowe. And the boos now as Canterbury Bankstown make the walk down the tunnel. Jared McCracken, the new sensation in the New Zealand side, had a fitness test prior to the match, cleared to play. So they're ecstatic, Canterbury, to have him back on deck after his performance Wednesday night against Australia. Terry Lamb, the Canterbury skipper, always there in support of men like McGrady, who will be looking to make all the breaks today, and McCracken lining up against Kevin Iro. What a match-up today. Davies at fullback, Smith, Patmore, McCracken, Ryan, Lamb, McGrady. The forwards Gillies, Tronk, Maguire, Pay, Pete's Brokenshire. The coaches Chris Anderson. Roberts hoping for something better than Wednesday's test against New Zealand. Referee today, Mr. Graham Annesley. And we stand by now for a minute's silence in respect of the former chairman of the Australian Rugby League selection panel and a former test player himself, Ernie Hamilton.
Toovey and Lyons, a good kicking Lyons to bounce back a bit. McGrady, very exciting play.
So Canterbury to kick off. Jonathan Davis to get us underway. Hitting it down to Ridge. Ridge to Stokes. Stokes the inclusion in the Manly lineup for Darryl Williams. 8 metres out from their own line, Manly. Both sides with a win can go into the top 5. Both these teams like to keep the ball alive too to the wing, so it should be an entertaining one as Jones hits it to the 22. Lyons wide and deep in their own quarter. Toovey just ankle tapped by Gillies. He nearly got out of there. On 17 Winfield Cup points, both sides. Manly at this stage last year were on 18. Canterbury only 13. Manly this season 241 for, 214 against. The Bulldogs a little better as far as posting points, but their defence a little bit more suspect. Davis with the step. And again, we will remind our viewers that we have checked with the Canterbury fullback about the pronunciation of his name. Down on their own 22. Brokenshire up against his old club. It's a cool one, Bill, sideline, and a little bit of breeze about too.
Yes, in favour of Manly, Graham. It's pretty bleak down here, a threat of rain and chilly on the sideline, but I think that's going to hot up soon. You've got two teams here who really love to entertain.
How do you see it?
I think that these two sets of halves, Lyons and Toovey for Manly and Lamb and McGrady, are going to determine the result. Manly have been in atrocious form. They've gone soft over the last 6 weeks. Only had one win, but I think they'll click here this afternoon and get away with the Bulldogs in a close one.
Exactly right, Bill. One win and only one draw in 6 matches. And a fumble here out wide to give the Bulldogs a chance. Quickly they go into attack. Ryan Ryan allowed to run across the paddock. Bella slipped off a tackle. He gets it back to Peets. Gillies straightening up the middle, taking on Roberts. Right in front of the Manly post now. Trump. McGrady, the man to watch. The man to watch. McGrady gets 2 and 3 metres away. Line deep to the right. Lamb to take over now. Looking for an inside runner in Pay. He gets it back to Gillies. Gillies to Trump. Plenty of ball movement. Manly not chopping it off quick enough. Lamb looking for the early try. Sits it up. Maguire wrestled to the ground. Now they're on the last. The defence holds near the line. Roberts up quickly. Lamb just knocks it down for Gillies. Gillies can't keep it alive, so the defence is good in the finish. But they really were stretched, Manly.
Yeah, they certainly were. It was good play by Canterbury to keep the pressure on there. They didn't panic when they received possession in the Manly half. They worked towards the line quite constructively, actually, for such an early stage of the match. But Manly's defence was equal to the occasion.
In the past decade, the Bulldogs have won but 6 of the 17 clashes between these two sides. One of those was last year. 14-4 they beat Manly. O'Connor, here's the man, Iro, into the clear. Davies across. To the inside he goes for Hasler, who fumbles. So chances at either end, and now Canterbury come back. We talked about this match opening up. Now Ryan didn't play the ball properly. Well, that might have nearly gone the other way as well, but he's got Manly for offside in the play of the ball.
But that's where Manly have got an obvious advantage, is out wide. They made the break out wide. They'll continue to harass the Canterbury defence out wide. Big Iro here into the open space. This is his first full game in the Manly lineup, or first time in the starting lineup, and already he's made an impact.
It was a perfect ball to Hasler, who just coughed it up. 0-0, Manly and Canterbury. McGrady. Gillies. It looked in the opening minutes that the Manly defence was just standing back and waiting for Canterbury, but their defence was better near the line. Now they bust again. Trump with a good ball, and McGrady. So the two New Zealanders putting their stamp on the game. Lamb. Way out wide. Canterbury have numbers. Davis shows it. Now goes back inside. Manly at 6s and 7s. McGrady. Patmore. They've been falling off some easy tackles. The Bulldogs supporters starting up a chant here at Brookvale. McGrady showing it. Lamb gets away from Iro. Back to Gillies. Now back to Lamb. Really linking up some of these passes. A difficult one for Ridge. Floating everywhere. Beautiful take. High up in the breeze. He had to change direction about 4 or 5 times. He had to be conscious of the post. Great play.
Yeah, it was a great take. The ball was kicked into the breeze, so it was swirling around, and Ridge kept his eyes on it and took the ball comfortably.
Looks like being a game where attack's going to take priority over defence. If that's the case, then it's McGrady versus Lyon. Whoever's the man of the match, that team will win.
It looks that way, Bill. You've just got to grab your opportunities, and both have had a couple of chances. One for Manly, I should say, a couple for Canterbury. Ridge to improve things with the penalty.
And it's important that Manly try and establish some sort of superiority in this first half. Running with this breeze, there's no doubt that they'll need points on the board at half-time, because I've no doubt that Canterbury will come home stronger and fresher in the second half.
Maven in 41 goes on for Patmore. Graham looks like he's twisted an ankle.
All right, well, that was head-to-head. McCracken on Iro. Bottled him up quickly. Maven out there in 41. Toovey. Hasler out wide. But they were standing pretty flat. They had to get restarted themselves. Now Lydiard with a fumble. Canterbury have it through Darren Smith. He's upended.
Quite obvious, Graham, that Manly are looking to move the ball around at every opportunity, believing that they have an advantage out wide.
Canterbury are the ones keeping it alive now. Pay, good ball to Maguire. They're not really putting pace to them amongst the forwards. Maguire loses it, and he says that Lyons had a hand in there. Annesley said not. The scrum to pack. Seemed to come clear by itself.
Yeah, it looked okay to me.
Hasler McGrady! McGrady to the corner! He plucked that out of thin air. Goodbye! He sweated on the opportunity. Manly looked like they might have tried to rush here with a passing overlap. But he took the chance. Just watch the anticipation here from Hasler. On the MMI replay, Hasler was looking for the pass, and McGrady said, thanks very much. You give me an open field, no one's going to catch me.
Yeah, it was a Manly set play that went wrong, a blindside ploy, and that Desi Hasler was the man who gave the pass. And if you're going to pass to the opposition, you can't afford to pass to the fastest man on the field. That's Ewan McGrady. He sets his sight for the line. No one in front of him, gave Matthew Ridge no time to get across at all, and that's his 7th try for the season.
McGrady. Well, in an open match, Bill Anderson was just talking about him, and he did take that opportunity. The Moree magician. And Jonathan Davies, a great acquisition to this Canterbury club. Already he has posted 17 goals, one of the best kickers in the business. This is first attempt from out wide. Trying to ride it on the breeze. What a great goal. What a great goal for confidence first up. Canterbury 6, Manly 0. Manly with the restart. The defence really is opening up, and it's very open from both sides.
Yeah, both sides moving the ball around so early on in the game, which is unusual, but both sides, because they're moving the ball around, are tending to fragment this defence, and it's going to be a great game.
As a coach, you'd like to see a little bit more discipline and safety first.
Well, you'd nearly expected, Bill, after that record of 1 win and 1 draw in the last 6 for Manly.
Yeah, the secret to it is it's okay to play that sort of football, but the passes have got to stick, because if they don't, you come undone.
Some good short support play from Canterbury noticeably amongst the forwards, running in 2s and 3s. McGrady with the kick. Ridge coming across. Finished off by Maven and also McCracken. Plenty of points posted in the lower grade games here too. In the President's Cup, Canterbury 30-6 over Manly and 32-22 to the Bulldogs in reserve. So Manly's reserve grade still without any points in that competition. Penalty against Canterbury.
And this is the first real attacking opportunity that Manly have had so far in this game inside Canterbury's half. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of ploy they adopt.
I thought Ridge might have even been thinking about a possible chance at goal, but O'Connor sends them down. 32 out. That was the orders for the kick to the sideline. Bella. Strong, bustling run to near the 22. Manly looking to hit back straight away, and on a short blindside, Roberts. 3 defenders were needed to wrap him up. Toovey, a slow ball out to him. Now Lyons, the kick out wide. McGrady chasing, running with the ball over his shoulders. He takes it beautifully. He gets away. Smith. The number of first-up tacklers that are going missing in this Manly side is quite incredible. Maguire taken strongly now.
It's a long time since the Sea Eagles have played well.
Too long. Now Pay to Maguire and Smith. Canterbury spill it on their own 22. This is where you don't want to cough up mistakes.
No, that wouldn't have pleased Coach Chris Anderson at all. They were taking risks inside their own quarter, which they don't usually do. Pushing the ball. These short passes have worked earlier in the match, but it came unstuck here and puts them under a lot of pressure.
Toovey knocking it back. Taken by Gillies. Manly looking for a quick play of the ball. Hasler. Hasler from dummy half, but he didn't have any support. Cunningham. Lyons had been racing back over to the other side of the field, calling for it. He never got the ball. Now Roberts. Pushed back. 4 missed tackles by Manly. Lyons, quick hands. O'Connor with a beautiful dummy. Is it try time? Ridge. Ridge on the inside, but Canterbury cover up, and the ball is lost. Iro gets across the line, but Annesley has pulled it up for a knock-on. Beautiful skills from Michael O'Connor, and the Bulldogs went to sleep out wide on him.
Yeah, the Bulldogs went to sleep, that's for sure, out wide. This is the last piece. That was after the knock-on, but Michael O'Connor, with a little bit of footwork, put himself into open spaces and almost resulted in a try to Matthew Ridge.
5 metres out from the Canterbury line. The Bulldogs have the feed. Ryan on the blind side. Stokes trying to get him out over near the sideline. Gillies. Canterbury confidently are trying to get some passes going from this danger zone. They won't need it now with this penalty.
Yeah, Canterbury definitely trying to attack the fringes of the rucks. The Manly defence over the past few weeks has been a bit suspect on the fringe of the ruck. They haven't been moving up as a unit, as a line, and that's obviously where Chris Anderson predicts that the breaks will come today.
Davis gets this kick down. Right on halfway, Canterbury. Peets didn't have a runner. McGrady. Dean Pay. He was looking for somebody to support him. McGrady pushes it back for Tronk. And Tronk's taken by Toovey. 6-0 to the Bulldogs. Bogenshire. Bulldogs have won 3 and drawn 1 of their 7 away games this year. Whilst Manly have lost but once at Brookvale. Lamb kicking to the far corner. Awkward bounce for Ridge. Canterbury are all onside, and they get him in the end goal. No. Only inches still in the field of play.
Yeah, nothing going right for Manly at all there. Matthew Ridge fumbled that ball. Lucky for Manly that it went backwards, but still put under enormous pressure as they work it out from their own goal line.
Iro playing it back. Toovey in front of their post, they run it. O'Connor over the top to Lydiard. Maven back into Hasler. Hasler to Lyons. Great to watch, but now it's back for Canterbury. Attack and counter-attack. Davis. Hit heavily by Bella. Big man on a little man. Tronk. Bella gets him too. It's a free-flowing game, but plenty of mistakes. Maguire.
It's obvious that players are prepared to try and pop up the pass in tackles, and I think that's got a lot to do with the new rule, because if they do look to sit it up there and you knock it out, you get penalised for stealing the ball anyhow.
Ridge. Canterbury really mixing it up. Some long kicking, now that chip. Lydiard taken by Smith.
But Canterbury's defence can't afford to slacken off out wide, because Manly are going wide at every opportunity, and so far it's resulted in 2 or 3 long breaks.
Lydiard down injured as Manly switched the play to his wing. Bella looking for the hard meters. That's probably what they need, Manly, just to get over that advantage line to settle things down before going wide. Ridge just getting the kick in. It was nearly charged down. Davis can't beat Hasler. Last round, Manly drew 22 all with Cronulla, while Western Suburbs 15-6, too strong for Canterbury. Maguire. Lydiard is to be taken from the field.
Go, Harry.
Hancock going out there in 54 for Manly. McGrady. Hancock's just got out there. Now he'll look to support Ridge. Gets away from 2. A lot of mistakes I mentioned for early in the match. 5 handling errors from Manly, 3 Canterbury.
And Bill, how's this surface down there? Is it greasy at all? Because they seem to be having a lot of problem with the handling.
They've had a bit of rain here over the last few days, Graham, Wayne, and it hasn't sunk into the surface. What it's done is just sit on the top, and it is making it a bit slippery for the players. Those ones that are wearing long spikes, they're not having any problems, but the ones that are wearing moulded soles are.
Lions. A short ball for Hasler. Into the clear, McGrady. Showing in the sideline. Now Hancock. O'Connor. Lions. Oh, that was going to be some try. If Lions had have taken that, he was headed for the line. Some brilliant play amongst all of it. Lions started it to Hasler. And then Hasler really clapped on the pace. McGrady showed him the sideline, then started to cut him down with Davies. Hancock on the scene, quickly to O'Connor. O'Connor over the top. There was the line, and the ball put down.
Des Hasler sporting a new short back and sides, but it doesn't seem to have sapped his strength or his speed.
Now the Greyhound was in full motion. Now Canterbury getting it away from their end of the field. And a good roll, too, away from Ridge. Taken by Maven and McCracken. This game just continues to flow from one end to the other. 6-0 to the Bulldogs.
And good tactics by Canterbury. If they can keep turning this Manly side around, the likes of Roberts and Bella, who are backing up after that midweek test match and have to do the hard yardage, are going to struggle as the match gets into the second half.
Well, that's going to be an interesting call for the Manly coach, Graham Lowe, how he uses his bench. Now he's been forced with one that he wouldn't have liked early on with Lydiard.
Yeah, the interchange will be crucial to Manly in the second half.
There's one of those test men now, Bella playing it back. Stokes kicking right across the field. Davis. Taken nicely by O'Connor. McGrady. McCracken. He's got to be a tired man late in this game as well.
Yeah, he had a big game the other night. A great defensive centre, but also plenty of attacking skills as well. I mean, he's not a small boy. You're talking about a 15.5 stone centre there, and he's built like a gladiator.
Canterbury put it down. It was an easy ball to Gillies. Good chance for Manly with this scrum feed going their way. Bit of a running caution now. Anderson just halts the play. Warning for Bella. Illawarra's loss to North Sydney in this round 15 of the Winfield Cup has opened up the way for one of these two sides. Lyons quickly to his feet to play on. The dummy. McCracken grabs hold of the jumper. He still gets it to Hancock. Back to Cunningham. Hancock backs up once more. Ducking, trying to get through the tackle of Tronk. Two chances have gone begging for Manly. Dunford standing midfield.
I still think Lyons is the key for them. They work off his unpredictability. When the Sea Eagles win is when he's hot.
Chance for Matthew Ridge to get hot now as this penalty comes against Maguire right in front of the posts. Ian Roberts just getting some attention from the trainer. He appears to be winded.
It's a good breather for him anyway. I mean, he's got to take every opportunity to suck in the breaths, because he had a big game the other night and he wouldn't have a full tank of petrol. There's no doubting that.
See Wigan rugby league jumper down the front of that crowd section there. And what a great Wigan connection it is here at Manly with Graham Lowe, Iro, Ian Roberts.
Manly will sign him.
Ridge from right in front, 15 metres out. No mistake whatsoever. Manly get on the board. The Bulldogs 6, Manly 2. Davies with the restart for the Bulldogs. Lions just off handing it to Stokes. Back in the 60s, there was a gentleman by the name of Kevin Goldspink who made it to the test scene in the back row of Canterbury. Fine player for Canterbury, and unfortunately his nephew has spent some time in hospital. Justin Goldspink. Justin, from everybody at Canterbury, their best wishes to you. Hasler. It's incredible the way both these sides are really searching for tries from deep in their own territory.
Yeah, Manly throwing the ball around only 10 metres out from their own line. Here they go again.
Hard attack material.
But entertaining. Now, Cunningham. Cunningham still going. Iro. Little McGrady had hold of him, but he's still got it to Stokes. The crowd enjoying plenty of action in this game. Lions. Somebody needs to run to straighten it up. And just as he was tackled, it all stops as Lions knocks on.
Yeah, spectacular stuff from Manly, but as we can see, there's a high error rate when you're involved when you throw the ball around. Cliff Lyons here gets the ball knocked out of his hands, and as a result, the Canterbury have got the feed and most likely possession.
Canterbury, I thought, was collapsing that front row. But the penalty goes the other way, and it's against Manly for taking this one off the mark. Toss of the coin, that scrum.
In those circumstances with a Canterbury feed, Manly with the defending side, so they had to hold the mark.
Walked him back 5 metres once that collapsed. Maven. The penalties are all square. Brokenshire. It's a case of taking your opportunities. Canterbury have just been able to look a little bit better in that department. Manly should have had at least one try. Brokenshire heads it towards the post right in midfield. They have a 4-point lead, the Bulldogs. Well played by Dunford in defence there as Canterbury was setting for a play. And they wrapped up the arms of Peets. Now, Lamb to the in goal. It looks too strong. It is. Very keen to put little kicks in behind the Manly backs. On 3 occasions that he's done that now, Lamb. Iro. He had to get rid of that. They started on the 22, and he was being pushed back 10 metres out from his own line. Lions. Hasler signing a gap. Taken by Lamb. Quick hands from Lions. Good play. Cunningham. O'Connor. Running out of space, O'Connor. Taken by McCracken. Toovey standing wide. Roberts is 2. Gets it back for little Toovey. The Toovey's wrapped up, and they lose a little bit of ground in that play. Jones to Iro. The backs are going to see a ton of ball in this one.
Yeah, spectacular stuff. They've got an obvious advantage out there, but this Canterbury line, if they're going to contain Manly, have to move up quicker.
Hasler. Keep on working away at this right-hand side of the Canterbury defence. Lions, a little chip. They didn't play at it, said Annesley, so it's still on the last. Darren Smith takes it well. He's taken by Toovey and also Iro, who back slams him.
Many would say Darren Smith's gone backwards. Usually you see wingers going from the wing position to centres into the forwards. He's gone from second row to winger.
To wing. He's played plenty of centre position as well this season. Maguire uses a decoy and then Trock hammered by Cunningham. Brokenshire also upended as Cunningham leads the way for Manly. That's the sort of defence you expect in the opening 5 minutes. He makes another tackle, Cunningham.
And that's the sort of defence that really lifts your own side.
Lamb desires to get the heat off, but he kicks straight to Ridge. Ridge put down by Pay.
The way Manly are playing isn't getting them great field position, but it is hard to defend against in that it's very tiring. If they don't make mistakes, if they persist, the breaks will come.
But the mistakes are coming, Bill, with the hands on the end of it all.
Yeah, if you're going to make mistakes, where they're making them up their own end of the field isn't the place to do it. But their defence has hung on fairly well.
Toovey to the back line. Lions linking with Hasler. It was nearly a deadly combination before. Now Iro. Poor ball out for Toovey. Toovey gets a shocker back. Terry Lamb was trying to get a bounce to get him started, just like McGrady. Bella down the blind side. Bella all wound up. He's got Hasler. Hasler taken by Davies. Back to Bella. Here come Manly. Some great support play. O'Connor to the back line. Big numbers for Manly. It needed to be moved quickly.
Yeah, I think O'Connor should have passed that ball. They had a three-man overlap.
Dunford up the middle. Nobody behind him, though. O'Connor rushes into dummy half. Lyons goes blindside. Over the top, that looked well forward. The advantage played, Canterbury have it. So again, there's that good play from Manly. But again, a mistake just as they get down to Canterbury's line. This pass from Lyons was way forward as he was trying to get the overlap out wide.
Yeah, Manly doing all the hard work. They're getting into a position where they should be scoring tries, but they're not finishing as they normally do, and that unfortunately is a sign of confidence.
Now Pay gets a ball back to Dunford. So another quick turnover. Canterbury getting themselves into as much trouble as Manly. Roberts up the middle. Fumbled the ball, but it went back.
Manly are hard to play against when they get 2 sets of 6 inside your quarter.
They're about to show it. Hasler, another break. Ridge! Right on cue. Another set of 6, as Bill said. Canterbury get punished for their mistakes, but it is Hasler who has found another gap. Some great running from Hasler on the MMI replay. He sweated on the pass infield from Toovey. And look at the positional play from Ridge to crash over.
Yeah, Canterbury moved up out wide, but they didn't move up in one line. They moved up like a dog's hind leg, really, in 6s and 7s. Toovey and Hasler have been probing right throughout this first half, and they've made a number of breaks. Desi Hasler once again positions Ridge beautifully, and he does the rest of the work.
Matthew Ridge, successful with his first attempt now to try and convert his own try. Try number 6 for him this season. Canterbury. Steve Folkes, no doubt, with messages from Chris Anderson out there laying down the law. So the trainer virtually running this Canterbury side from the in-goal area. Two of the best kickers in the business on show today. And they haven't missed with all 3 attempts. Ridge gets this Manly side with their nose in front. It is 8-6. Canterbury coach Chris Anderson with no smile. This game is becoming very entertaining for the fans, but a real heart-stopper for both coaches with a number of errors. Ridge will pick this one up 8 metres out.
It's pretty obvious that Manly went into the game with that game plan of moving the ball around even inside their own quarter, and I don't think that Canterbury would have. But what happens is when you get in a game like this, when there's a lot of ball movement, you get tied up in the euphoria of it all, and you tend to play the opposition at their own game. I think what Canterbury need to do is to settle down and do what they do best.
Manly now just inside their own 22. O'Connor looking to use his step, but it was Tronk and also Gillies who were sweating on him in the inside. Hasler.
I think Des Hasler's looking to fit 160 minutes into today's game, seeing he didn't get a run in the test match. He's certainly very involved in the opening exchanges.
Now this kick straight to Davies. He beats Cunningham and gets back into Manly territory. Maven gets out of dummy half easily to make it 40 metres out. McGrady. Tronk on the fringe. Back for pay. And support play continues from Canterbury amongst the forwards. Maguire. Back for pay. McGrady. McGrady takes off. There was 4 defenders there and he nearly got through. Tronk. Davis into the line. To McCracken. Inside Bella. Now Maven goes without. And the ball's over the sideline. So chances are plenty here at Brookvale. McCracken looking for Maven. Trying to drag it in. The ball was just a little bit too quick on that short pass.
Yeah, and Jeremy McCracken, geez, he knows how to run into a gap. He's a great broken field runner, and he hits the ball 100 miles an hour.
That was an incredible scrum. It was fed into the Manly second row, and it still nearly kicked back out to Canterbury. Now, Canterbury trying to screw this one to come up with it against the feed. The scrum has nearly ended up over the sideline, and Annesley is saying it's not good enough, Manly. Now, O'Connor rushes over to ask a question. He's out of the line, and Canterbury decide to go wide. Davis beats Ridge. Showed the ball on the inside. Maven. .68 tackles the overall possession, just favouring Manly. Canterbury trying to square it up a little. Now, Maguire. Maguire to Darren Smith, that was knocked down 6 more. Can the extra tackles mean something for Canterbury, just as it did Manly? Gillies upended by Hasler. Peets. He was running to what he thought might have been a gap, but the whistle had already blown right next to the post. Manly are punished now by Annesley.
The chance here for Canterbury to draw level at 8 points all, and the man to take the kick is Jonathan Davis, who they call Toovey. And have a look at that profile. It's no wonder that they do. I mean, he looks more like Steve Mortimer than Steve Mortimer's brothers.
Good evening to you, Steve Mortimer. Your former friend Wayne Pearce.
I didn't say it was a bad profile.
12 metres out, Davis. Close to the post. He adds another 2 points. And this game is all squared up at 8-all, Manly and Canterbury. cool afternoon. Northern Peninsula here in Sydney. Started a glorious day. Unfortunately, a little bit overcast. But those showers continue to stay away, thankfully. Maguire.
The way Manly are throwing this ball around, I'm sure Canterbury will be keeping their fingers crossed that the rain does start tumbling down, because it'll mean that the handling is a little bit more difficult, and that will certainly go into play into Canterbury's hands.
Gillies. Good strong running from Brokenshire, and he was still batting to try and free his hands too. McGrady. Charge down, and that will fall easily for Toovey to duck through. It's almost like saying it's your turn now, Manly.
The great tussle between these halfbacks. It's tit for tat. Toovey will do something, then we'll see McGrady bounce back and do something else.
Bella hits the line strongly. 32 out from the Canterbury line. Lyons. Inside for Dunford. Dunford won't be able to unload it. Lyons takes over a dummy half. Jones, last tackle. Ridge putting up the bomb. Towering kick too. Who wants it? Lyons puts it down. He wants to argue with Annesley. Annesley was right on the spot. Annesley cracks it for a smile. I don't think Cliff was trying to crack a joke. Dean Pay. McGrady. McGrady! Just how brilliant he is with that pace of his. Tronk. Tronk hit high in the tackle. Bella met him head on, and Tronk is still down. The ball came free. Peets flicking it to Gillies. Terry Lamb looks to Pay. Pay is trying to get McGrady to come inside, and he knocks on. A roar from the crowd. I think they're being a little bit hard on Annesley. I didn't have any doubt about the Lions one being a knock on at the other end. And that's all there is in the first half. Plenty of chances for both sides. A very, very open 40 minutes. This game is anybody's. And at the end of all of this, a chance to climb into the top 5. At half-time, it is 8-all. Welcome back. As we take a look at Brookvale Oval here, sitting just amongst the hills, Brookvale Heights. And the crowd being entertained by the New South Wales Fire Brigade Band and their precision marches. And put on quite a display. The Manly side coming back out. And it's rather interesting that both these sides this year, as they try and toss this ball around in this game, Manly have posted 38 tries this season, Canterbury 45. There's been a lot that have gone begging in this game. Cliff Lyons, a culprit on one occasion. Matthew Ridge, the man that got the try that mattered. The home side is out. They await the visitors, the Bulldogs. It'll be interesting to hear Billy Anderson's report shortly about what was said at half-time. A touch of Bulldog brilliance on a couple of occasions. But as they do take their chances, it is all entertainment value here for the fans that have taken the risk with these overcast conditions. Bart and Bell are all strapped up for this second half. 8-8 would begin this second half, Manly and Canterbury. Jones with the kickoff for the Sea Eagles. Annesley to get us underway. Plenty of entertainment in the first 40. Gillies to bring it back for the Bulldogs. Manly made 95 first half tackles. Roberts with 17, Jones 15, Canterbury 88, Gillies 17, Peach with 12 now. Annesley is calling over O'Connor. Dunford wanders over with him. Now a touch judge has been called in. This incident might be reported in his match report for a further look. Now, we just see them upend. Gillies here with a spear tackle. The penalty will go against Manly, and because he's called the touch judge in, he has also called for Cunningham and Dunford. Their numbers have been taken. That will go in a match report for a further look at by the Rugby League.
There's no doubt that that will be looked at by the Rugby League more closely. I mean, it was close to a spear tackle, if not a spear tackle, and Annesley has done the right thing. He didn't want to send anybody off. He's going to let the league judiciary look at it and make their submission.
Well, he kept his cool. Did the coaches keep their cool at half-time, Bill?
Just about the heaviest half-time talk I've ever heard. You couldn't help but hear it from the Manly dressing room. Graham, the paint must have been coming off the walls in there. Graham Lowe got absolutely stuck into them about their mistake rate and about them not playing as a team. Now, it was a lot quieter across the passageway. Chris Anderson seemed to be pretty pleased with the way his side was going in most respects, but thought their kicking game was way down. He believes if they get field position, they can go on with it.
Anderson sitting there with his assistant coaches. McGrady looking for a runner. He finds McCracken. Bella stayed on the inside, kept the line. Lamb. Iro put pressure on him, and he forced the handover. Plays it very quickly too, and Canterbury a bunch. Chance for them out wide, Manly. Toovey. Toovey cutting clear to O'Connor. Over the top to Hancock. A line ball, the pass out there. Bella and Brokenshire with the men doing all the work up the middle, hitting that ball up in attack. Toovey playing it to Jones. Dunford to Lyons. Ridge making an extra man in the line, slipping. So just as the first half opened up, he sides again. Out they go wide and keeping this ball alive. Ridge. One more tackle for Manly. And it's Lyons to put up the bomb. Climbing beautifully was Matt Ryan, and he's got some territory left open for him. Annesley gets a cheer because he was knocked over. Now he's injured. It was a collision with Darren Smith. The game comes to a full stop. Now he appeared to go down heavily on a shoulder. Now, just in the right-hand corner of our picture, you can see him getting tangled up with the legs of Darren Smith.
And Chris Ward was a reserve grade referee, so he might be called upon to complete this match.
Now, a lot of concern for Annesley. He's back on his feet. He's nodding to the trainers that he's okay to continue.
Well, that's a big decision there by Graham Annesley. If he feels in the slightest concussed or a little bit giddy, I mean, it's best advised to go off, surely, with so much pressure on him in this match.
Well, he's looking a little distressed, isn't he?
He doesn't look 100%.
Trunk. Dean Pay. Canterbury to go back for the kick. McGrady driving it down. Ridge was standing pretty shallow. And it goes into the in goal. Canterbury will trap him close to the line. It's 8-all Manly and Canterbury. Stokes. Whoever really puts their mind on the job in defence for the longest period, looks like they'll come up the winners.
Well, particularly Canterbury. I mean, there's been nothing wrong with their attack, but they don't seem to be able to contain Manly out wide when they shift the ball, such as this.
And they get numbers on Canterbury again. Stokes.
And if Canterbury can improve that part of their performance, then they can go on and win this game.
Well, that's a habit of Cliffy Lyons. He can be so brilliant at times, but then he comes up with mistakes like that puts his side under pressure. Tronk, taken by Toovey. Maguire. There's been very little settling down play from either side in this game. And Darren Smith getting some attention. Pete's up the middle. Lamb to get Tronk going and back him up. Last tackle against the Bulldogs. McGrady. McGrady with a ball to Maguire, and Maguire was into the gap if he had stayed alert. He was shaping to kick it, McGrady.
Yeah, it was the last tackle, and obviously he was trying to trick the Manly defence into kicking it, thinking he was kicking it, offload the ball. Maguire into a huge gap there, but couldn't take the pass. But fortunately for them, they've still got Manly pinned down inside their own territory.
Can they force another mistake? Manly keen to keep the ball moving. Roberts. Still they can't get it out of the 22. Lyons. The in pass to Hasler has worked beautifully a number of times. Toovey taken 40 metres out from his own line. Looking for a quick play of the ball. Annesley was over there telling Pay to get off him. Lyons. The chip for O'Connor. Knocked down by Canterbury. Iro kicking ahead. Stokes picks up. They've got 6 more. Canterbury in trouble.
Yeah, 6 or 7 of the Canterbury players still struggling to get back onside, so they're truly at 6s and 7s.
Lyons took the blindside option there. They look to have them out wide. Cunningham. 10 metres out from the Canterbury line. Deep to the left. Massive back line. Ridge. Toovey. McGrady knocks it down. Is he going to rule the Canterbury ball? No, he's going to rule the knock-on. I think he got a good call from the touch judge there. Good teamwork from both men.
Yeah, McGrady went for the intercept and in so doing knocked the ball forward right here. And he comes through and regains possession. There's no doubt that should have been a scrum as it is.
Annesley checked with his touch judge, so that is good teamwork. More possession for Manly. O'Connor. Ball won the scrums to Manly. Roberts. Still gets it back for Cunningham. One of the best workers in this Manly pack.
And Canterbury's defence really is struggling in this second half. They're not moving up as a line and they're not spreading either.
They haven't had much ball to work with. They've been under siege.
11 metres out from their line. Trying to hold Manly out. Bella charging for the line. Short. He must have been tempted to reach out. Lyons. Toovey. Can they spread it? Can they take men out of play here? Iro, the Stokes for the corner. Smith is there. Back infield to O'Connor. O'Connor still keeping it alive. Iro. Ball's going everywhere. Iro getting it to Stokes. What a pass. No try. They're still short. Great defence and great attack. Ridge. Last tackle. That's all they might need. Bella. Cunningham. Canterbury trying to put Pay to it. Ridge. He'll get it clear. It's an awkward one. Jones. Head down. straightening up. Lyons throws it into McGrady. It's another knock-on. There's more possession coming.
Yes, another peak to Manly here, which means they'll most likely get possession and continue to assault the Canterbury try line.
It doesn't look like Canterbury can last another 6. Maguire and Gillies are late on the scene to this scrum. A very tired pack of forwards. Nearly against the feed. Annesley arguing with Toovey. Toove's arguing himself. He doesn't believe he's got a clear tunnel. Just keep your eye on the feet of Peets, the Canterbury hooker. Before Toovey feeds, Peets is trying to get his feet well across, blocking that tunnel.
What about the arm?
Plus a good old-fashioned loose arm. Canterbury get it, but Manly get the penalty. Screwing the scrum. It was an ugly situation.
Yeah, I don't know how referees try and digest what happened in situations like that. It really is a lottery, and I suppose you can't argue with the penalty because, by and large, Manly should have won possession from that scrum.
Bella. 6 more tackles. The Sea Eagles looking hungry. Hungry for 2 Winfield Cup points. Toovey. Manly looked to be setting for a play back on the left. There was nobody outside Toovey. Now they go there. Lyons. O'Connor. The defence kept its line. He had to pass to Jones. Vital stage of this match. Canterbury will do remarkably well if they hang on here. O'Connor! Great defence on the inside from Brokenshire. Roberts. Roberts showing himself at the line. Held up. Well, it is brilliant defence. Manly were doing nothing wrong with the ball. They were coming up with no mistakes, and the Canterbury line held.
Yeah, tremendous defence here. Ian Roberts is a very big, very strong man, but the Canterbury players held onto him, rolled him over, which was the best part of that tackle. They rolled him over so that he couldn't get the ball down, and was close to double movement in the end.
Well, he was held up for long enough, and Annesley was right on the spot. Toovey had it, but knocked it on. Now, there's a lot of frustration creeping in here, too, in this game.
Graham,
starting to argue with the referee.
Graham, for 3 or 4 minutes, Chris Anderson's been trying to get Kyle White onto the field to shore up his defence, but he can't get him on there.
Well, they'll get a chance now that Canterbury have possession. Now, Terry Lamb has been sent off, has he? An attempted use, or was it the use of a headbutt? I think the charge will be a headbutt. Annesley rushed to the scene. The touch judge was calling 2. Bang. Canterbury down to 12, and with it as the captain leads the field, you would think that might be it.
Well, they're going to do it very tough against a Manly outfit that's moving the ball around with only 12 players on the field. They'll struggle.
Now, I was talking about the frustration creeping in. It was showing. Players were arguing with the referee and each other. Lamb has made the fatal mistake. He just resented the tackle, and bang. Long, slow march for Terry Lamb. And O'Connor and Ridge go into conference, and they say we'll go for goal. Lamb's still getting a bad reception here from the crowd as he heads up the tunnel.
And it's vital now for Michael O'Connor to keep the Manly players' minds on the job. I mean, the worst thing that they can do is relax because Canterbury have only got 12 players on the field.
Right out near the sideline, only 2 or 3 metres in. He's taken this one back to the 22, Ridge. From 2 for Ridge. We haven't had a goal missed today. Canterbury will be praying for this one to go straight. It is a rarity for this man to miss, though. From wide out, another great goal to Ridge. Manly sneak away by 2, 10-8. Jonathan Davies coming back for Canterbury. Kyle White out there in 40. But it doesn't matter because this Bulldog side are down to 12. Nearly midway through this second half. How do you see it now, Bill, with just 12 Bulldogs out there?
I think that's the thing that's going to tip the scales. It was a game that was going to go either way. There wasn't much in it. They were both playing the same sort of football and similar strengths, but now with a man off, the way this game's unfolding, I think there'll be too much ball movement and not enough defence to stop it.
To the 22. Lions. Toovey looking for the extra man now. And here it is in the shape of Iro and Stokes. But Canterbury's cover is equal to the occasion. Bella. Strong surge from him. Jones. He runs strongly. In the opposition half, possession is very even. Davis. Stepping taken by Hasler.
Canterbury can't afford to give Manly possession down in their in Canterbury's half. Otherwise, it shut the gates with only 12 men out there. They've got to work out of their own territory and make sure they get a good clearing kick away. No risk football.
I'm not going to say anything about really trying to lead the judiciary, but if Lamb goes missing for any length of time, that could be Canterbury's semi-final chances gone.
Well, he's been their form player for most of the season. He's been carrying a groin injury into all the matches, still been playing well, but yeah, if he's out for any length of time, then they can kiss goodbye to the Sammies.
7 missed tackles from both sides. McGrady slipping as he kicks. Easy one for Lions. A little bit of indecision. Manly with a man down. Bella. Roberts to Lyons. Lyons back to Roberts. He wasn't tackled. Roberts stands, gets it to Dunford. Dunford clear. Smith coming across to put paid to him. Hasler to O'Connor. Now Stokes took that beautifully. Hasler's there on the inside. He deserves that. They do get the try, Manly. Great play on the fringe, right along the sideline. Hasler under the black spot. Great backing up. On the MMI replay, Hasler got the first ball to O'Connor quickly, and a little bit of a start here for Stokes. Now just watching get the one-hander back to Hasler. McGrady had come across too far. He was wrong-footed, and Hasler saw nobody at home, right between the posts.
Yeah, this try was on the cards. Manly had stretched Canterbury on both sides of the field. It was just a matter of time before they scored because they've been cutting Canterbury up for some time. Stokes did extremely well here to offload inside to Hasler, who wrong foots McGrady. He goes around to improve his position. If one player had to score for Manly, then it's great to see Desi Hasler score because he's been in the thick of the action since the start of the game.
Hasler gets that vital one for Manly. And Ridge from right in front gets 2 more points. 16-8, the advantage to Manly. So much ahead of the Bulldogs. The captain sent off Terry Lamb. They will finish with 12. Stokes grabbed by the jumper by McCracken.
It's a big lead, Graham, but don't forget last week against Cronulla, Manly led 22 points to 10 with 15 minutes to go, and then they all but threw it in. They ended up drawing 22 all, so I mean, they are capable of going to sleep.
That was against 13.
It was against 13, yes. True.
Bella. Such a big man, he does get through plenty of work.
Particularly late in this match after having played in that tough midweek game.
Lions, quick hands, O'Connor. To Iro, to Maven. Silly play from Manly. Canterbury have a chance, 8 metres out from Manly's line. McGrady, he has to come into his own now with Lamb off. McCracken looking for some work. Back to Maven. The Bulldogs set themselves out wide. Pay. Heads it towards the post. This is the test for Manly's defence. White. He bumps one out of the way. He's only 2 and 3 metres from the line. Sloppy play to McGrady. It took a while to get to him. Smith gets a try. Well, Manly stood back and looked at the play around the dummy half. It all happened so slowly. But then a try out of nothing. Manly do go to sleep. Canterbury bounce back, and it's McGrady who gets it. On the MMI replay, a little jink, sees the gap, Smith runs to it. The pass was right on cue.
Yeah, this try would be worrying Coach Graham Lowe. As I said, they went to sleep last week against Cronulla and only salvaged the draw, but good work by Ewan McGrady. He just picks Smith out, who runs into a gap beautifully and goes over for the try.
Poor defence by Manly, but good attack by Canterbury. Have a look at it here. 2 men in particular. McGrady, who realised the pass was on. He ran flat, put the ball into a hole, and have a look at the line. Smith ran to finish it off. He came from wide, ran back in onto it and finished it.
Yes, it was Toovey who came up too quick to leave that gap back in the line. And Darren Smith.
All things relative, though, Graham. I mean, he came up quickly because everyone else went to sleep.
Yeah, but it is difficult if somebody does rush up in the line and you don't take the man inside and outside with you. It left the hole. Davies. 2 from 2 for him. Big kick here. This to just put them 2 points away. It's not coming round enough. And finally miss one. Manly 16, Canterbury 12. The crowd has been entertained. Jones. Enjoying this MMI big game. There has been plenty to talk about. Controversial, the send-off of Terry Lamb. He had to go.
We'll hear a lot more about Terry Lamb's incident. We'll also hear a lot more about that alleged spear tackle earlier on in the game.
Yes, definitely reported by Annesley. I think it was Cunningham and Dunford, the two who might have to face up to some further action on that one, as Manly now also get the bench warmed up.
They'll warm up if they hit some of those electricity wires.
Ridge. On an early tackle, Lyon says, let's take it to the back line. He just hands it to Hasler. Well, difficult for Hasler to turn that into anything.
And Cliff Lyons looked like he's a player with too many things going through his mind. Instead of taking the easiest and most obvious option, he just seems to be looking for the hard way to do things.
Jones. Plenty of handling mistakes. A dozen against Manly, the 10 from Canterbury. All those statistics put together by our man Warwick Roberts, who's trying to stay on side. He's asked if we just wish a happy birthday to his wife Nolan. That's been done. Now, we have an injured Manly player, Toovey, down, grabbing at an arm or a shoulder. Annesley has decided to put a halt to the play, screaming out in a lot of pain. Now, Toovey with the ball, slipping, jarring an elbow as he tried to take the guard against himself. Now they're falling very awkwardly.
Yeah, Graham Annesley, I'm sure, has a lot of sympathy for Jeff Toovey after what's happened so far in this match.
Now already strapping it up under his jumper to take him to the sideline. He's been one of Manly's best.
He's been one of Manly's best again today, as well as for most of the season.
To the sideline goes Toovey, and replacing him is Chris White in 41. Manly still in possession. Ridge down for Ryan and Davies. They still have plenty of work ahead of them, the Canterbury 12.
Graham, that injury report on Jeff Toovey, dislocated shoulder.
So just when you don't need injuries at the business end of the season, problem for Jeff Toovey. Gillies will play at 32 out. Brokenshire head-to-head with Ian Roberts. Now the ball was stolen. Well, I thought that ball was stolen.
I thought the tackle had been affected, actually, and Bruce McGuire should have been released and allowed to play the ball.
Well, Brokenshire has it. Lyons has a hand in there. Roberts has a hand in there. You're going to try and tell me that's not stolen?
According to the new rule, that should have been a penalty.
That is quite unbelievable because it happened right under Annesley's nose. Hasler from halfback now. Hasler stepping. Manly with a look in at a try. Roberts. They keep on travelling to the left, Manly, through White. 11 metres out from the Canterbury line. Lyons. Hasler. O'Connor showing it once now to Iro. Well taken by Matthew Ryan. Bella hitting it up solidly, nearly getting through the line. Taken by Ryan. Last tackle. O'Connor trying it on the short side along the deck to Davis. Can't get away from Lyons. McCracken.
And no need for Canterbury here to take too many risks. There's still plenty of time on the clock for them to put points on the board and take the lead in this match. But they can't afford to make any errors down inside their own quarter.
You get the feeling it's a very tired pack, though, Bill, Canterbury.
Yes, and I also get the feeling they're looking for leadership and no Terry Lamb there to provide it. What's got to happen if they're going to get out of it is Ewan McGrady's got to just say to himself, well, I'm going to do something. I'm the man most likely to score, and it's going to be a big individual effort from me.
They get a good kick in.
Yeah, that's a great kick under the circumstances. It got them out of a lot of trouble. The irony of this game is that that strong breeze that Manly had in the first half, and they used quite well, has dropped off in this second half, and Canterbury have got the assistance of no breeze whatsoever.
Hasler with the scrum feed. Canterbury looked to be offside from that scrum. Hancock. Playing it back now, Roberts. Annesley had played the advantage. So after getting that kick in, Canterbury are going to be under fire again. Bella, all wound up from about 20 metres away. Straight into Peets, who took him well low.
You start to get the feeling for things down here, and the feeling is that they are brewing up to something now, Manly. They've got a bit of go forward on the early tackles, and their backs look like they're about to explode against a very tired Canterbury side.
Jones, 3 plays through the forwards. The penalties are all square. Roberts. Plenty of enthusiasm from Robertson Bella today. Lyons switching it. Lyons, a short ball to Ridge. Last tackle. Loses it in the tackle. Ridge lost the ball. Annesley told him to play it. Now Canterbury have a knock on against them. Did Matthew Ridge lose the ball as he played it? Ridge getting to his feet. He loses the ball.
But Gillies could have easily been penalised for a hand in the tackle just the same.
So what do? Do nothing?
But you've got to take some action over it.
Well, exactly. A couple of interesting calls from Annesley coming in. Hasler. Maguire won't match it with him for pace. Iro. Lyons. Jumping to O'Connor. Looking to Hancock. Hancock. Pulled down. The tackle looked a little high from Davies. O'Connor. So much possession, it must surely tell. Do the mathematics weigh up here? 13 against 12. Hasler. He gets pushed back. Some gritty defence from Canterbury. Dunford. Jones. Jones with support. He doesn't need them. It did have to tell. Too much. Way too much possession. They worked away at them. And a very determined run from John Jones. On the MMI replay, Dunford taking one man out, creating a half chance here. He ran to the gap. Davies was in his way, but it was too close to the line.
Yeah, there's no need to put on any flash moves to score a try against a tired defence. And John Jones here, who struggled with injuries for most of the season, uses sheer strength to go over for his debut try for the season.
The policeman on duty here at Brookvale Oval. The chant going up for the Sea Eagles. Ridge, who has been deadly from everywhere, whether it be close or out wide. %100% for Ridge. It is quite a habit. A good habit for this Manly club to have this man in the number 1. It is 22-12. Davies kicks off. The roar around this Brookvale Oval is for a report that apparently Jeff Toovey's shoulder is only jarred. Chris White. Dunford running strongly. Canterbury not playing with the ball for about the last 5 or 10 minutes. O'Connor to Cunningham. 38 out from their own line, Manly. Hasler. Lyons with the kick. There's still time for Canterbury to climb back into the game. If they ever need McGrady, right now is the time. Throws the dummy. Dean Pay. Peets chased, put down by Chris White. McGrady with the chip. Darren Smith coming through on Stokes. Canterbury were claiming for a couple of shepherds. Annesley wouldn't have anything to do with it. O'Connor into the open. O'Connor from broken play where he's most dangerous. Over the top, touched. Knock on originally, I thought should have gone against Canterbury. It came off Matthew Ryan. It should have been a knock on against Canterbury. There was no advantage gained by Manly. Castle, fresh man out there for the Bulldogs. Maguire getting a good ball away from McCracken. McGrady to Gillies. Back in for Maven. Now McGrady. Back for Pay. Far from finish. Canterbury. Gillies. Still keeping it alive. Great passing. 20 metres out. They set themselves. McGrady. Castle charging onto it. 6 more tackles if Canterbury get it. Now they lose it. He said to Ridge, you can get up and play it, but in the rush to do it, he knocked on. So Canterbury will have the scrum feed. He ruled that Ridge had possession, and as he gets up and tries to drag it away, he knocks on. Davies. I'll be looking for him to stay in the line and produce something special. About 6 minutes remaining. 1 try would ignite this match again. Brokenshire taking on Bella, getting the ball back to Peets. McGrady on the inside to Castle. Castle right in front of the posts. They went back inside when it looked as though they might have had them out wide. McGrady running out of dummies. Peets. He will get it to about 8 metres out from the line. Last tackle. The kick from McGrady. It's only a little easy kick. No real value to Canterbury. Too easy for Ridge. Back to the 22.
Yeah, that was a bit of a nothing kick there from Ewan McGrady. It wasn't high enough to really put pressure on Matthew Ridge, and it was, if it was intended to be a short kick, it was far too long.
Cunningham. Jones. The Manly forwards just controlling the ball as we go inside the last 5. White. Taken by Pay and McCracken. Possession favouring Manly, especially through this second half. The kick to the open spaces. O'Connor, and Roberts went without it. Gillies has it.
The idea was right. Canterbury haven't been playing anybody behind that front line of defence because they've only got 12 players, and I'm surprised that it's taken Manly this long to try that short chip.
Sean Skelton out there in 22. Now Smith. Absolute urgency from Canterbury. Davis into the line. Outside Ridge. Pushes him off, but he gets taken over the sideline. No, he managed to stay in play. McGrady. Somebody has to straighten here. Darren Smith. To Ryan. Ryan went through the hands of Gilly to Brokenshire. 12 of them still trying to find a way through, but the defence from Manly has tightened. Maguire. They're down to the last again. Skelton showing it. He'll have to unload. Now to McGrady. McGrady throwing it anywhere. Manly knocking it back to the end goal. Forced dead. Line dropout. Near thing for Manly.
Yeah, Canterbury here on the last tackle, throwing the ball around. Michael O'Connor knocking the ball backwards there. Very lucky that Canterbury didn't come up with a try, but nevertheless they get possession back from this line dropout.
It was just one reach away from Gillies.
A fingertip.
That would have been interesting with still a few minutes of play remaining. But the comfort zone is there well and truly for Manly. 22-12. Broken shy to Maguire. Maguire back on the inside for Castle. A big man who can really stretch right out. McGrady looking inside for Maguire. He's taken. Hay running off McGrady. Ball goes straight. Taken by Davies. He heads back out wide. Steps inside. He was looking to pop it up for McCracken. Skelton to Pay. O'Connor's a mile offside. He's happy to do it. But now they'll go down to 12 men as he gives away the professional foul. He's in the bin. He gets told to get off the field as quickly as possible. Now,
he's on the field, Graham.
Was he not sent to the bin? Of course he was sent to the bin. He says, get off the field. Annesley said, I've told you twice now. So it's 12 against 12. Inside the last couple of minutes. It will be much too late for Canterbury. Skelton screaming for somebody to be on his right-hand side. Smith from dummy half. Trying to power his way across. Jones did well to protect the line. Now he's injured. He was grabbing at a calf muscle. McGrady to Castle. Looking for a runner. They had numbers, but they bombed it. Pay put it down.
Well, they had to try something there. I mean, the clock's ticking away. They throw the ball around, or they threw the ball around, hoping that it would stick, but unfortunately Dean Pay put the ball down. But one of the big pluses for Canterbury today has been Ewan McGrady. He's been involved from the opening whistle. He's shown that he's not afraid to mix it with the big men, and I think he's had an outstanding game.
Lyons, who's had one of those sort of matches. He's laid on a couple of chances, but he's produced a lot of mistakes as well.
Yeah, he's created plenty of havoc out wide, and that's where Manly have been just too strong for Canterbury. They've cut them up out wide on numerous occasions. And this man, Kevin Iro, has certainly shown that he's a difficult proposition when he's given room to move.
Jones. Seconds only remaining. Another chip in behind the line that has been cut down to 12. Hasler. He's been there all afternoon long, still kicking it through. Hasler. He looks like George Best. Great soccer skills. And a last flurry from Manly. Shake of the hand from the opponents today tells the story that Manly get home. Some entertaining play from Manly, but also mistakes from both sides. The nail was into the coffin for the Bulldogs when their skipper Terry Lamb was sent off 15 minutes into the second half. Manly will travel to the top 5, a vital win for them. Ridge, Hasler, Jones the try scorers. 5 goals from Ridge. McGrady and Smith the try scorers for Canterbury. 2 goals for Jonathan Davis. 22 points to 12. Manly with a great win here. The Manly fans await their heroes who go back over to the hillside of the ground here at Brookvale to thank them for their support. Some good players for Manly today. A difficult decision to come up with our MMI man of the match.